So this would be the second of 5 videos about the new Sennheiser HD500 series, and as I already said in my first video, thanks to Cyberport I was actually able to review all 4 of them. I started off with the 559, today I will be covering the 569, next in line will be the 579 and then the 599 along with the comparison to end this whole coverage. So I would say let's just get into that and see what we get in the box. Very similar to what we got on the 559, we also get this 3-meter long cable with a 1/4 inch jack at one end. Cable is absolutely of okay quality, but what I don't like so much is if you want to use it with a 3.5mm jack, you have to use this really bulky adapter, but I guess most audiophiles will use it anyways with this one. But this one is actually occluded this time. In case you want to use 3.5mm though, there is a second even nicer solution this time here, because there is also this cable here that you can, of course, since they are interchangeable, just take out and take in. Here just plug it in, twist it and lock it. This would be the mechanism, so in case the cable breaks you can easily replace those. You can get them on Sennheiser, I guess. And here we even have a remote control. It's a 1-button remote control with a line-in microphone, so you could even use this as a headset. So quite handy, 1.3 meters long, absolutely nicely done. What do I have to say about the headphones? They look, as we can already see, quite similar to the 559, but in my opinion actually a little bit more elegant since they are completely black, and I like the minimalistic subtle approach. Build quality is pretty much the same, rugged, solid, flexible plastic. I wouldn't really worry about that. The cushioning is quite different though, because as you can see it's a little bit thinner compared to, as we can see, on the 559, but it's kind of this very slow memory foam, which is particularly amazing on the ear cups, because very nicely in terms of big and or in shape and size, you still have this kind of awkward thing sticking out, but this is not a problem on these ones at all, because as we can also see, the cushioning is very thick, and as you can see here, if I press it down, it's very slow memory foam, and it will go around your ears so nicely. If I just put them on, what is so great, they kinda move along your ear, take a few seconds, and then they sit just perfect. As you can see, also very subtle, the headband very soft, and since they sit so great around the ears, you don't really notice this at all. The clamping force is much weaker, or let's say noticeably weaker compared to the 559, so it's not a problem at all. But since they sit and fit so properly, they don't move along at all. They wiggle just a little bit, also a little bit more than the 559, but therefore the comfort is so amazing. And these are one of the most comfortable headphones that I've ever used, period. Because this memory foam is what makes it so great. It also doesn't really get warm at all, because the material is some kind of, I'm not quite even sure what it is, some very soft velour or something, because it feels very different to what I've ever felt. It's a really great material. It fits very nicely along. Clamping force isn't great, they sit properly. I can use them even a little bit more above, but usually the way they have to sit, like what is proper, the top of the head is what I do. Usually I tend to prefer my headphones a little bit more towards the back, but the way these work, it's absolutely not necessary. So absolute top kudos to the comfort. And now towards the sound. I have to say, I already mentioned that I did not like the 559 so much in terms of the bass and so on. Here on the 569, the bass is actually quite deep. It's also very nice. It's not maybe super punchy, but it is quite detailed and very warm and nicely done. So this is all good. But I also have to say that the mids are a little bit recessed, not quite as warm and rich as on the 579 and also the 599. There will be a noticeable difference here, but the highs super clear, super detailed, and the very nice overall detailed audiophile music listening. It is a good all-round in my opinion, because I could use it for everything. And if I wouldn't have had the 579, the 599 side by side, I wouldn't have even noticed the slightly colder overall sound, because the bass is great, maybe not as punchy as the other ones, but definitely nice detailed, overall very nicely balanced, and a very audiophile setup, because it delivers all the details and nothing is really completely out of balance. So I really like that, really pleasant, satisfying experience. And when I held them at first, what I liked so much was the amazing clarity, because especially higher end vocals on the higher end of the spectrum sounded so nice, not really all that harsh, even though very dominant, and could for some people be harsh, but I liked that because it was so present, so dominant and clear. So I really liked that, and I will cover that and a little bit more in the pros and cons, because as you can see the list is very long and I don't want to lose too much time. Extremely comfortable, definitely the most comfortable ones of all the 4 ones, definitely I have to say that. The noise isolation towards the outside is definitely bigger because this is a closed back one and you won't hear yourself as clear as you will without, but therefore the outside won't hear you as much anyways either. Great and secure fit, absolutely. Minimal clean design, interchangeable cable with the one also with the remote. Super loud thanks to 23 ohm, so it's definitely a little bit louder than the rest of the other ones. Very pleasant sounding, nice and deep bass, quite solid mids, very dominant highs. Very good clarity, I really like that. Very good all-rounder, quite audiophile and good value because they cost around 170 I think so much, but it's definitely not bad for what you get here. Now, the negative sides, bass could be a bit more punchy. As I said, it's quite deep and it's quite detailed, but I missed a little bit punch compared to the other ones, the 579 and the 599. Slightly harsh highs, which is something I personally like because they are not too extremely piercing or something like that. Slightly cold sound, which as I said will only be noticed by you if you have tried the other one side by side, which I did, and I can already tell you that I can definitely recommend these for the price. They are definitely nice, but I also have to tell you one thing, they are very closely priced already to the 579, which in my opinion is kind of my favorite in terms of the sound balance. So maybe check out both. I would tell you the following: these are great. The 579, due to having the even better sound for almost the same price, but not quite the same comfort, could be maybe the better choice. I will get a little bit more into that later on in the comparison, but that's it for now. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave it a like. And once again, big thanks to Cyberport for all of these devices to review. I appreciate it. Okay, until next time, bye.